Na-na-na-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Ba-na-na-na-na-na. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's the NFL on Fox Sports theme song. We're freaking back, guys. Football's freaking back. Unqualified sports talk. It's time for some football talk. Obviously,
feels so good.
still unqualified, but we're talking about it, baby. Well, Austin, again, it's just me and Austin this week, but was Sunday the best day of your whole entire life?
Oh, there's no doubt. And I would extend it and say this weekend was literally the best weekend ever.
I know, dude. Football on top of more football on top of more football. And that's why we're recording early tonight so we can watch what, Austin?
More football.
Football.
It truly is the greatest thing ever invented.
It is. Go America.
We love America.
Gosh. Football. But yeah, it's time to break down week 1. A lot happened that we expected, and a lot happened that we didn't expect. So we're
Yeah.
gonna jump right into it. Happy Overreaction Thursday. I guess biggest surprises of the week. Jameis Winston's the greatest quarterback in the league right now.
Yeah. And it's not even close.
Not even close. Carson was right.
That's true. At least for 1 week. I saw a stat. I saw a
It's
stat that
Overreaction
said,
Thursday. He's the
"Oh, it
greatest
is.
quarterback. He's the greatest quarterback in the league.
He's the MVP already." I mean,
Has to be.
I saw a stat that was like in his first game as the starter for the Saints this year, Jameis Winston threw a pass in the air that traveled, or a pass that
50
traveled 50
yards.
yards in the air, and Drew Brees never did it in like 9,200 attempts.
Weak. I mean, could he not throw a football 50 yards?
Probably not.
How?
I don't know,
How?
man. Maybe he just couldn't throw it that far accurately, and that's why they never did it.
One of the greatest quarterbacks ever can't throw a football 50 yards accurately in the air.
It's crazy. And I'll always say that you put Tom Brady in that offense, he'd have double the stats, but it's whatever.
I mean, maybe. Because Tom Brady was in that offense basically in New England, but it's whatever.
Yeah, except they actually ran the ball. It was the same short pass offense. It's just the Saints never ran the ball. They just always threw slants.
It's true. To Michael Thomas.
Yeah, even before he was in the league.
But Jameis played so well, Austin, that he just completely made the Packers rage quit. What was the final score?
Like 38-3.
Gosh, man. Who saw that coming?
Not me.
No one. The reigning MVP, Aaron Rodgers,
Discount double check.
With an absolute stud offense, big Bob Tunyon, Aaron Jones, Devontae Adams, put up 3 points.
Yeah. And I mean,
Aaron Rodgers' PPR was 14, if that tells you anything.
We saw Jordan Fishlove. So.
Fishlove. Nope.
No, Jordan? Nope. Michael? Nope.
But yeah, I mean,
the Packers literally rage quit.
Good thing they have the Lions this week.
Yeah, they get a nice little punching bag this week.
I know, gosh.
They got in there with Ngannou last week, and this week they're just sparring.
But it seemed like a lot of the top tier teams from last year were struggling to. They either didn't come out of the game or they struggled. Like, let's go in order. Okay, we talked about the Packers, right?
The
Bills
struggled.
lost to the Steelers, right? And then
right.
the Chiefs barely escaped the Browns.
Yeah, they were down for 90% of the game.
Yeah, and the Bucks barely escaped the Cowboys.
Which made for an awesome week of football.
I know, but it's weird how everybody who seemed unbeatable last year seems beatable. But that's the beauty of the NFL, right? On any given Sunday, any team can beat anybody besides I know I made this joke last week, the Texans, but the Texans won a game and looked
Yeah.
good.
And the Titans were terrible to add to it as well. They
They
were
were.
bad. So,
They, but like I said, the Steelers kind of came out of nowhere and somehow held Josh Allen to nothing.
yeah, it's crazy. TJ Watt got that money and went up 10 overall.
Gosh, dude, had a strip sack. Speaking of strip sacks, Chandler Jones.
A monster. The Cardinals their defense looks so good.
It did. JJ Watt was making plays too. I don't know if you saw when wait, who the heck were they playing? Why can't I think of it right now?
The
The Titans.
Titans, yeah.
Derrick Henry on the goal line. JJ Watt came off the block out of nowhere.
Just stood him
And
up.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, it was like a shoestring tackle and made him stumble. And Derrick Henry had what, 50 yards?
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. Real bad.
Cardinals look good. AJ Green looked good.
Yeah. I
JJ
mean,
Watt looked good. Chandler Jones
and
looked good. All three people
Kyler
won.
and DeAndre, like they look good.
I mean, those were given. We just didn't know how those other guys were going to look coming to a new team or not playing last year
Yeah.
and off injuries. So,
Yeah.
sheesh.
And the Bucks didn't look bad. It was just the Cowboys looked that good. Like the Bucks are the one successful team from last year that I think showed up in a way that we would expect. It's just the Cowboys were better than anyone else expected, right? Like,
Yeah, they match that intensity for sure.
yeah. But hey, you know what team we were talking about was supposed to look good, and they came out and looked real good. One of
Ravens,
the 11 Los Angeles teams.
Waiters,
Well, they're Vegas, but it's close.
Chargers,
Well, not really, but the Whams,
the Rams.
they looked so good.
Gosh, dude, Matty Stafford playing on an MVP. We knew he would, but he looked
So
ridiculous.
good.
They,
Yeah.
I think they might be my favorite coming out of the NFC now.
Yeah, I mean, their
They already
offense
were before,
looked
but
insane.
in their defense.
Yeah, and that was pretty much assumed.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Donald even got a sack, I think, which never happens because they always triple team him.
And Jalen Ramsey looked good, of course, but gosh,
Yeah.
dude, they're good.
Yeah,
And
they're a
shout out
force.
to friend of the show, Clifford Taylor, for designing the end zones for that game.
Let's go.
Big time.
That's big time. That stadium is sweet.
It is.
I will go to a game in that stadium. Maybe this year. Maybe next.
Maybe the following.
Maybe every day. Ever. But it was awesome. But you did mention this team already, but the Raiders.
Dude, we were talking last week that they should be good.
Yeah,
They should be.
I mean, even last year, like they had pieces that should have made them at least contend for the second spot in their division. I mean, obviously the Chiefs are just gonna, be the Chiefs. But this week they looked good.
They actually, well, for the first 3 quarters, they didn't look that great, honestly.
Well, I think a lot of it too was that the Ravens were playing pretty good defense. Like, I don't think you can expect anyone to stop that offense like week 1, right?
Yeah.
Just because of how not NFL it is. But they got it done when they had to, right? So.
They did.
And the ending of that game was so exciting.
Zay Jones, if only he levitated.
Only also to watch Lamar lose. Oh, I love it.
Gosh, I love watching Lamar lose more than anything.
Yeah, because he's the best quarterback.
I was talking with a buddy at work who's a Ravens fan, and I said something about him being a running back, and he said, "Oh, he is running back." It's like, what? Ravens fans aren't supposed to admit that.
Yeah, no. I have a friend that's the same way. It's like, I wouldn't trust him throwing the ball 50 yards down the field if you gave him 100 attempts.
Yeah, I know. Just not an efficient passer.
Yeah, like last year, people got all like hyped on the Ravens because in the first game Lamar came out and threw like 350 or 400. But if you
Oh,
go back,
he's only had one 300+ yard game in his career.
yeah. So if you go,
Jalen
there's
Hurts
like
has
four
more than he does.
touchdowns. There's like 4 touchdowns or something like that too. But if you go back and look at it, like every single pass in that game, Hollywood Brown or whoever it was going to was like 15 yards uncovered. Like they were so open. And it's like, dude, if you can't hit, I could throw the ball to someone, 30 yards down the field that's 15 yards uncovered. All you have to
Yeah,
do is just launch it.
lob it.
Yeah, it's literally a alley oop with no one else on the court.
I know. But the Raiders, they got the Steelers this week, I think.
I think you're right on that. Which that that could be a clapping.
Yeah, based on what we saw last week. I mean, the Steelers' offense still didn't look good. Big Ben had 52 yards in the first half. Najee Harris had -2.
Yeah, he ended up with what, like 40,
Yeah.
but he's the
Yeah.
solution.
Yeah. I mean, their offense has to do something. Their only touchdown of the game was a special teams block punt.
Yeah. So I
Uh,
mean, we'll see. Raiders Steelers could be good. It could
but
also
I need
be
my
a Big Ten slugfest.
could be a Big Ten slugfest unless Derek Carr turns Super Saiyan like he did at the end of the game.
Yeah, he had like 450, 430, something like that yards this week.
Gosh.
Insane. Also, I want to point out that the Panthers. So, because I don't have Red Zone, I watched the Panthers game and the Eagles Falcons game. So, like,
Imagine not having red zone.
I know, man. DirecTV, I hate you. Just put it out there. But um, Panthers actually looked really good. Like,
They almost let the Jets come back and win that game.
yeah, but yeah, but yeah, but their defense is, you know, mm, mm.
That Darnold to Robbie Anderson.
And
Looking nice.
Christian McCaffrey didn't have to touch the ball every single down.
Oh yeah, because they have a competent quarterback now.
Yeah, literally. I mean,
Not
I
Jake
think McCaffrey
Delhomme.
had 30 touches for like 160 yards or something like that. Um, which I think if you keep him in the like 25 to 30, you might actually get longevity out of him. So,
Yeah, he was getting beat to a pulp.
yeah. Then obviously that depends on what kind of hits he takes as well, but still, 25 to 30 seems manageable.
It does. It does. And I would say another surprise for me from this week one. I know I said I expected big things from the Giants secondary and they didn't deliver. And that surprised me.
Well, they get
But
another shot tonight.
they do. And I got a decent amount of money riding on the Giants to score first.
I want to
That's what
see quads run one.
me too. For sure. But are we missing any other big surprises for week one?
I don't think so, but we can definitely talk about the most debated position in football.
Is that a quarterback?
That would be a quarterback. I meant to say contested, but I said debated for some reason. Baby.
The baby.
But we had a lot of rookie action in week one.
Every rookie quarterback scored a touchdown.
True. Justin Fields, pretty much everyone in Chicago already loves him.
Yeah.
And he played like 12 snaps, 10 snaps. And they hate Andy Dalton.
Same with Trey Lance.
True. Although they still might like Jimmy out there, but still. Everyone
That
in
one
Chicago hates Andy Dalton.
that one touchdown Jimmy threw to Debo.
Mm.
It was an absolute terrible pass.
It was a long one too, right? Like it wasn't like it was like
Yeah, it was
30
like a
plus.
60-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was like super wobbly and it did not look accurate at all.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, I did get to see the clip of Mac Jones' first pass completion in the NFL. And the first thing I thought was, man, that's the tightest spiral we've had since Brady.
Did it make you cry almost?
A little bit. I was like, dude, he can throw the ball and it doesn't look like a punt. Sick. I was like, he's my quarterback. But I mean,
Absolutely.
Mac played well. They lost, but Mac played well.
Yeah, he did. I mean, I did have the Dolphins straight up in that game.
Oh
I'm not gonna
yeah,
lie, even though they're the dog.
I don't think. I think very few people were surprised.
Not Vegas.
Yeah,
Vegas was
but
surprised.
yeah, but you know,
T-Law with a quarterback QBR of 14 as well.
it's gonna
Three
be
touchdowns.
rough. It's gonna be rough.
3 touchdowns though.
3 touchdowns, 3 picks,
3 picks. I mean, we didn't have to say the other side, but
56 attempts or something like that. 51.
he didn't look terrible though. He
I mean,
didn't.
I think he looked as good as you can whenever you're in a position where you have to throw 50 plus times in your first start,
Mm-hmm.
and you're getting constantly rocked or
Yeah.
chased
Good
around
job.
at least.
Good job. Good job, T-Law. We're proud of you.
Yeah, good things ahead. And Justin Fields had a rushing touchdown. Trey Lance had
Trey
a
Lance.
passing touchdown.
Yeah, weren't very exciting, but
But they happened.
yeah, it did.
So
Um, but good news for all the rookie quarterbacks. There's only room to go up from here. Zach
true.
Wilson, look, he was getting rocked left and
Oh yeah,
right,
he was getting murdered in the first quarter.
but he ended up not looking awful.
No, I mean
He
he
probably,
literally almost brought them back. Like
I mean, he looked worse than T-Law and um the frick.
and Mac Jones.
Yeah, Mac Jones.
Yeah, but I mean, whenever you compare what they're working with, it's not a surprise.
Yeah, I agree.
And not even just that, but the Jets lost their lineman, one of their tackles, in the first quarter. I'll remember his name. He's young. He was Mekhi Becton. So they already were a man down, and then they were 6 men down after they lost him. So,
It's true.
but speaking of people getting hurt, I hate it when people get hurt in the NFL.
Yeah, but there's one team that does it better than any other.
Yeah? Who might
The
that be?
49ers.
Yeah.
The 49ers.
Last year, everyone was hurt, including Raheem Mostert. This
Who
year,
decided to get hurt again week 1.
all right, Raheem. I'm never drafting you ever again in fantasy football, let it be known.
Man has wheels though.
He's so good when he's not hurt.
I know. Do you think that puts them at a major disadvantage? Because what was that dude? The rookie dude. Was he a rookie? Who came out and just tore it up for the Niners?
I don't know if he's a rookie, but and I also can't remember his name, but I know what you're talking about because it's like the
Yeah.
same thing that happened last year. Was Tevin Coleman was hurt, Raheem Mostert was hurt, and then their third string came in and like no one had ever heard of him, and he started running all over the place. Like,
Was that Breda?
I think that was Matt Breida, or it might have been the backup behind him even. Dude, I don't know. The like I said, the Niners have 50 running backs at any given time, and I don't understand
Oh,
how.
it's unreal. It's unreal.
It's like, do they? I know they have 2 quarterbacks, so where do they only have one lineman at each position? Like, how do they have so many extra running backs?
Literally, they could just sub in running backs forever.
Yeah, I know. I swear some of these running backs are actually corners that they're just throwing in there, and they're so good somehow.
Have to be.
Harbaugh's got them after they do all their scout team stuff or practice team stuff. He's like, all right, now come run the offense real quick. I know you just got done chasing around all the wide receivers, but come
They
take
go in a
some
freaking gauntlet of.
come take some off tackles real quick. Just run some 40s and get ready because you're probably going in on Sunday. It's crazy. They're so full of running backs, and it makes me so sad for my fantasy team. But
But then somehow they all end up being good
and hurt at some point,
and hurt.
which is not a
Yep.
surprise. But someone else, probably more not important, but a bigger name than Raheem Mostert. Unfortunately, got injured on Sunday. I hate him
Is
for
it?
beating the Patriots, but I love him because he's just, I don't know, he's perfect. Fits magic.
Oh, 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 Fitzmagic.
You know, I wish he had stayed in Miami. Ugh.
Why? Two is obviously the future there.
Yeah, exactly.
Taylor Heineke's not the future of a Washington football
Whoa,
team.
whoa, whoa, whoa. You're forgetting about Kyle Allen, dude.
Taylor Heineke's not the future of that team.
He's not, but I don't know, man. There was just something so satisfying about them playing Tua for 3 quarters and being like, yeah, he can't finish the game, and they bring in Fitzmagic, and then they win.
Well, what's that mean for the football team? Do you think it's a major downgrade?
I mean, but Heineke has not played horrible for a no-name backup. Like he has had his moments, so I don't know. What happens over the next 3 or 4 weeks will definitely determine what they do, like long term, because I don't think Fitzmagic is even like their long term guy. Like
No, of
I
course
don't think
not.
Fitzmagic is a championship winning quarterback.
No, he's not. And I don't think they think that either.
So I don't know. Maybe this opens the door for them to say, well, we were gonna wait a year or two and then make a move for a big quarterback, but maybe they just make it now. Like Fitzmagic is done. We've got some pieces that are good. Maybe we can make the playoffs. But I think, like I said, the next 3 or 4 weeks will kind of help them decide whether they want to just tank for another year or maybe try to make that move now.
It's not
Because,
tanking for the football team, though.
well, no, because they didn't do it intentionally. They just, you know, unluckily had their quarterback get hurt in the first game.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that division is so weird, though, because, yeah, the Eagles look great. The Cowboys looked great. But if we know anything about either of those two teams this week, they can get blown out. Like
Nature of the NFL.
they could just suck. Like they could have
Nature of the
that one
NFL.
week. But so I mean, I think the Giants are going to suck regardless. So at least they've got that going. But
I don't know. I believe them tonight.
I believe in them tonight too. It's so hard to turn around from losing your quarterback one week to getting a new guy ready for the next week, and that's
Especially on a short week.
yeah, especially on a short week, yeah. But Ron Rivera, he has history, aka he dealt with Cam for like 20 years. So maybe, if anyone, trust in Ron.
Trust in Ron. Salute.
Salute Ron. But that's a
Well,
lot of bad stuff.
we did a good job of recapping week one, I think. A lot
Oh yeah,
happened.
so much. And if you didn't watch it, shame on you, because it was awesome.
I hope you dig your own grave tonight and lay in it and cover yourself back up
Yeah, so that you know that you need to wake up next Sunday and watch NFL football
all day.
all day, literally.
That's what I'm
Don't
doing.
go anywhere. Order two
Is that what
pizzas.
is that what Austin's doing?
Oh, 100%.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's
But
principle at this point.
it's time to close our eyes. Austin, close your eyes with me.
They're closed.
And let's just envision what week two is going to look like and foreshadow a little bit and just talk about what needs to happen for a team, a player. Um, it's a situation for a team to continue success or to come back from defeat.
True.
I'm gonna let you kick it off.
Yeah, well, fortunately with the NFL and like college football, there's no week 2 slump. Although the week 2 slump in college football was not as bad as I thought. But
And see-
my POE, my point of emphasis for week 2 is I'm really looking at that Cowboys and Chargers game because I want to see, you know, were the Cowboys as good as they looked, or are they as good as they looked, or was it like they're going to be streaky 8-8 again, Or sorry, 8-9, 9-8. Oh, I don't like it. I don't like the odd numbers.
Mm-hmm.
But no, sorry. 8-1. There we go. Balance is restored.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the Chargers beat a banged up Redskins, or sorry, football team. I haven't done that in a long time. Wow. The Chargers beat the football team that got banged up, and it wasn't impressive. Herbert didn't make very many mistakes, but I want to see if they are basically just any better than they were last year, because
Right.
they looked good at times last year, and I don't know. Their division looks like it's going to get even tougher. Chiefs are still there. Raiders look decent, so we'll see. Broncos are going to suck, but
They handed it to the freaking Giants.
Teddy Bridgewater,
Betty. Blah, blah, blah.
two glove Teddy.
Well, hook 'em Cowboys because I got them winning that game because they're the dogs in that game.
That's wild.
So I hammered Don.
Yeah, I
But
think they
for
got it
me,
too.
another dog that I hammered Don on, but I think is a team that will continue their success, unlike Austin's team, is the Bengals facing the Bears. For some reason, the Bengals are not the favorite, and the Bears are the 2.5-point favorite.
What?
Um, I don't know how. I literally don't know how. The Bengals looked good.
Yeah, Joey
Joe Burrow
Burrow,
was 20 for 27, and Jamar Chase looked like a stud.
which is awesome
I know it is.
because they
So
went to college together.
I'm not really sure what Vegas is looking at there, but no, the Bengals looked good all around. Their defense is NC stated up. Go Pack. And we had a game-winning tackle and a sack from my NC State player, so I like that. But no, they looked decent, better than decent on both sides of the ball last week. So
They have an elite running back too.
they do. Joe Mixon's very good.
So
So circle those two games, especially looking at some dogs for next week. I think 9 underdogs won this past week in week
makes
one.
so exciting.
So circle those two. I mean, we didn't really intentionally plan on talking about two underdogs, but I think it makes for good football and it makes sense, honestly, if you look at it. So pay attention to that. We're looking forward to it. But that's kind of it for football. I know we're so excited football's back and football's just on our minds 24/7. I'm constantly looking at the sports book and the freaking matchups to watch, reading ESPN articles. It's a great time of year.
Yeah, I think
And
on
switching
Monday I watched every game's highlights, even the game that I watched.
seems like a little much, but it's okay. But shifting gears, we have a lot to talk about in the NBA, which is nothing. Um,
True.
but hey, the season's coming up.
Yeah,
We're
it's a
we're
few weeks away.
we're excited for the Nets Lakers finals.
Yeah, it's basically tomorrow.
Might as well be.
Feels like, but I'm excited as we get a little bit closer and even into the season to see how this I would say underwhelming in a lot of ways rookie class shows up. Like
I guess, I
everyone's
guess
looking
from
at Cade Cunningham, but after that,
I was about to say if there's any NBA news, the 2K rookie grades came out today. Cade Cunningham's an 80.
I don't think that's bad.
I know that doesn't mean anything,
It's a
but
little higher than most rookies, but not bad.
no. Literally, Cade Cunningham. What's his face? Who's the second pick?
Exactly.
No, he was good.
I know, but exactly.
And Evan Mobley.
Yeah, and Evan.
If you've listened to the show, you know I'm obsessed with Evan Mobley.
Yeah, it's just it's the first time in a while that at least like the top three picks weren't super hyped. Like at
Cade
least as
Cunningham
far as
is.
yeah. K it is, but after that, like the fall off is just wild.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So
It really is.
But I'll be excited to see how it goes. And I mean, we're always on LeBron watch, right?
Always.
It's another year, and Carson would kill me, but I feel like with basketball, that like 4 months or whatever that you have off is enough to really start to show some of the age.
Stop.
So well,
Okay,
but like you never know. You never
people
know
people have been saying this about Tom Brady and LeBron James
for
for
years.
5+ years now.
Yeah, I'll say that with
And they're
football, like being a quarterback, I don't, I don't know. I think you could hide it a little bit better.
I mean, yeah, shelf life for quarterbacks is unbelievably long,
Yeah, but in basketball,
especially if you take
everyone's
care of
supposed to have the
yourself.
same protection.
Well, in basketball, most of the time, your athleticism is everything.
Yeah, not to say that
Well,
I
not
think
well,
LeBron
not
will
not
get.
everything, but the centerpiece of you playing basketball.
Yeah,
If you're not athletic, but you can pass well, I mean, is there a room for you? Maybe, but you're not gonna be in the league long if you're not athletic, but you can shoot well. Kyle Korver, there's a place for you, but you're not gonna be remembered as one of the greats.
yeah,
But like if you have that athleticism, it's the base. If you can add on shooting and passing to that, it's unreal.
yeah. And I think a lot of people, whenever they hear the LeBron or the Brady thing, they just assume that it's like they're gonna go from being the king to being like Jaleel Okafor. Like
Yeah.
it's that's not the case. But with those types of players, every year you expect them to be one of the top three players in the league. Like,
Mhm.
and with the way that other people get better, and these guys are obviously aging, you never know. Like they could easily slip down to be only top 10 or only top 15. Like it could happen.
It could, and it probably will soon,
So, but
which is
Brady
sad.
said something about playing until he's 50 today. He said, maybe I could do it. I don't know.
The day LeBron retires, I quit.
You just quit.
Yep.
I think he'll be a retire before the start of a season, or like announce it before the start of a season and have the full year send off type thing.
Yeah, he will, for
That's my
sure.
guess. That's my guess at least. And those will
Yep.
make for some really cool things because people hate him everywhere, but people also respect him everywhere. So
It's
he's
true.
literally beat everyone. So
Sometimes this podcast turns into a LeBron fanboy
yeah,
podcast, which is fine, but
you
we
gotta
won't
respect
focus on
him.
LeBron right now
Yeah.
because there's nothing going on with the NBA. But as the season gets closer, we'll be talking a little bit more about it, I'm sure. So let's move on to a lot going on in the UFC this week. Again, nothing. The headlining fight, one of the dudes has a million fights, and the other guy, he has a Superman tattoo. So that's cool.
Sweet.
All right, moving on. College football,
Delivered in
not
week
any
2.
great games this week. I mean, it's gonna be fun because you can bet on stupid games and watch stupid games like
You can
Bethel State
see
versus,
upsets.
yeah, see upsets. But I guess two matchups. This is Auburn's first time in 90 years playing a road Big Ten game. Don't know why I know that, but
That's
um,
awesome.
I don't know why I know that. Sorry, I'm just kind of second guessing everything right now because I actually can't remember where I saw that.
That's kind of crazy though. Think about all the
But
like times you took a test, right, that you studied for and you couldn't remember what you just studied and it was like super important, but you can remember
yeah,
that.
gosh. Okay. Um, I guess that'll be important. I also know for some reason that Penn State's having a whiteout for that game.
I feel like
Um,
that's every game for them. Like every time I
yeah,
watch
but
them on TV, it's that.
it's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah.
My
Oh
dad, my
man,
dad saw
Bucks.
went to the Penn State Michigan game at Penn State. 109,000 people there. Said it was the craziest thing ever.
Back
But
when Quads and Trace McSorley were dominating. Oh, that was
that
awesome.
that's it's not when it was.
No, no, no. I'm not saying
Uh,
that. I'm just saying
oh
that's
yeah,
probably the
they
last time
were.
I watched a Penn State game.
And then the real game, I guess, is Alabama versus Florida, but I think Bama's like a 14.5 point favorite.
Yeah, which is,
So
but their quarterback looked really good in week 1. Isn't his name Bryce, or am I making that up? Or is his last name Love, or am I making that up?
I think I don't know.
I can't remember, but he looked really good in week 1, and this will be his first like challenge. So we'll see what happens.
I mean, we saw how DJ
And
played against a challenge, so
it
it
was
wasn't
so
good.
bad. It was so bad. I mean, to be fair, he did not look good whenever he played like Syracuse, filling in for T Law. So
That is true too. But also, that was, I think, Notre Dame,
yeah, one of those
not
teams.
Syracuse.
One of those
Because
teams.
the guy who filled in for Syracuse is now App State's quarterback. That's a fun
Uh,
fact.
I have a
Um,
lot of friends that are at App State, and they're quickly becoming like Steeler fans to me. I hate them
it's fine.
because they're like App State football is the best. We were ranked 25 one time.
Sweet. So were we.
Sweet. So was Loyola
Nope.
Marymount, I bet.
Yeah. But another weekend of football coming up in 2 days. Praise the Lord. Yeah, I'm on.
Everyone's favorite part of the show.
Everyone
100%.
at segments, baby. Freaking rep it out. Starting off with trivia. Austin hit me. I'm prepared. I've been doing a lot of studying this week, so I know every possible question you'll ask me.
You know every possible question.
Yep.
Okay. So then I'm just going to come up with one and then I'll ask you the real one as a test.
Okay.
That was weird. My computer just made 2 sounds that I've never heard before. All right, anyways. Who was the first player to rush for 1,000 yards in a season, Bryce? That's the fake question.
That's a good question, though.
That is a good question.
The first player to rush 1,000 yards in the 2006 USC Trojans was Reggie Bush.
I think it was Jim Brown, but that was close.
Well, no, I was talking about specifically for the 2006 USC Trojans. The first player
Okay.
to rush for 1,000 yards was Reggie Bush.
That's awesome.
Yep.
All right, Bryce. So that question was about football, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm going to ask you another question about football.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
You love Madden, right?
Yeah.
All right, Brian. Or I almost called you Bryant. Oh no, because I was asking him trivia questions earlier. That's so funny. Anyways, who was the first Madden cover athlete
Eddie George.
in?
Madden 01.
You're insane. You're insane. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. We'll add bonus points. We'll add pizza points to it. Are you ready?
Uh-huh.
Let's just go down the list and see how far you can get.
I don't know Madden 02.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess Ed Reed.
No. All right. I'll give you a hint. Vikings.
Dante Culpepper.
Okay. 03.
I don't know.
Rams. St. Louis Rams.
Steven Jackson?
Marshall Falk.
Marshall Falk. Okay.
All right. 04. It's easy. Falcons.
That's Michael Vick. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah. 05.
Wait. Let me see if I can get 05.
Yeah. I wasn't gonna give you the team. Not yet, at least.
Ray Lewis.
Indeed. Eagles. 06.
Eagles. McNabb, and I think I can get the rest.
Okay. All right. I'm ready.
Sean Alexander.
Yep.
Vince Young.
Yep.
Brett Favre.
Yep.
Troy Polamalu and Larry Fitzgerald.
Yep.
Drew Brees.
Yep.
12. Peyton Hillis.
Yep.
13. Megatron.
Yep.
14 was Madden 25, so that's Barry Sanders.
Yep.
And Adrian Peterson on the next gen.
Yep. Remember that?
What's 15 was Sherman.
Yep.
16 was Odell.
Indeed.
17 was Brady.
Oh,
Gronk.
teammates. Yep. 18.
17. 18 was Brady.
18 was Brady.
19 was AB.
It was.
20 was Mahomes.
It was.
21 was Lamar.
It was. And then this year.
What the frick? I play this every day. Why can't I? Wait. What?
No, there's no shot. You know who's
No,
on the
I'm
cover of Madden 22.
no, no. I literally hold up. Who just won MVP? Why am I blanking on that too?
Well, Aaron Rodgers just won the
Aaron
MVP.
Rodgers won MVP, but he's not on the cover of Madden.
Crazy that he's never been on the cover.
Dude, what the heck? It's not Mahomes again.
But you were right. You were in the right mindset. MVP.
Oh, it's freaking Brady and Mahomes.
Yeah. It
Yeah,
is.
what the heck? That was so.
That's so funny.
I'm pretty well versed in my Madden covers.
To say I'm impressed is an understatement. That's awesome.
Were you shocked when I said Eddie Giorgio won so
Yeah,
fast?
100%. Whenever cause I saw like an infographic or whatever that was like, or not infographic, like a meme that was like, you have $15, pick from all the Madden games, and I was like, Madden 01 was the first Madden, huh?
No,
So,
it was the first Madden with a player cover.
oh, okay, I guess that makes sense then.
Before it was John Madden's face.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Johnny Madden,
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan Madden the third. That's still awesome. But I guess this is the point in the show where we call in Carson.
Did we consult with Carson, or were we gonna represent Carson this week?
We can represent Carson, aka we just got him on the phone right now. We'll just echo him, obviously.
Alabama at Florida, Carson. Okay, you're taking AJ McCarron over Tim Tebow. It looks like.
100%. There's no way.
Okay, the next game we have Titans at Seahawks on Sunday.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know which one Carson would pick.
Well, I think in
I don't
situations
think
where he's
he doesn't like
uncertain.
he doesn't like the Seahawks though.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is in situations where he's like pretty uncertain or stuck, he just chooses the team that he likes more.
So we're gonna go with the Titans for that one.
Yeah, because the lawyer likes the Seahawks, so Carson
Mhm.
doesn't like the Seahawks.
The 69ers or the Eagles on Sunday. Dude,
I mean,
I mean, you have to go with the Niners, right?
yeah, because Jimmy. Carson's a
Yeah.
Jimmy and a
Oh,
Trey
that's right.
Lance guy, so
That's right.
not to say he's not a Jalen Hurts guy, but he's not.
He's not.
But so congratulations, Alabama, Tennessee, and San Francisco for
Mm-hmm.
winning all of your games. Once again, all the away teams this week. Wow.
Crazy.
Bold picks by Carson.
No, I don't know why he would do that.
Wild. But we're going away. We're going back to top three. Of course, everyone's favorite segment.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going away from reasons that, we're happy Carson isn't here and etc. We're going back
Because he's a here a lot now.
to our core. We're going back to something that's homegrown. This week we got top three excuses to use when you're late or when like something is late, like you turn in something late or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Bryce, I'll let you start with this.
Well, coming in at number 3, because this actually happened to me. My rear view mirror of my car melted off. So that was just an interesting ordeal.
That's
It's actually still just dangling there in my car, and I got out of my car to go to work one morning, mirror completely intact. It did get up to 98 degrees that day, so I'm sure my black car was absolutely just so hot. And
heated.
I get
Yeah.
back in my car to go home, and my rear view mirror had melted off.
How recent was
But
this?
this is last week.
Okay.
I went and bought some. I'm like, oh, I'll try some command strips, some of the heavy duty ones,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
to stick it back up there. I didn't want to do anything too. It didn't work at all, so I went yesterday and bought some super glue. So that's going to be interesting.
I was gonna say I don't remember that whenever I rode in your car. So
Yeah, no, it's very
very
recent.
recent.
I think it's against the law to ride without it
Probably
uh,
should be.
working. Yeah, I'm sure it is, but I have no way to get it back up. So
Yeah.
it's very odd situation. That yeah, it's just weird. Um, Number 2 for reasons why I'm late. I mean, we're gonna have to go with just, you slept through your alarm.
Yeah.
Nothing stupid like that past one, it was real. Just sleeping through the alarm, and then number 3 is I had to watch football, baby. Had to watch football.
That's perfect.
Popcorn Austin.
That's me.
Mhm.
So I've never had an experience like that where you know, you literally melted your car. Well, you didn't do it, but you melted your car, obviously. That's how that story went, right?
Yeah, it was weird.
But I am probably the worst about losing my keys and or wallet. So
Okay.
that's my number 3 is I can't
I
find
had
my keys.
I had to get a hook, so I walk in and put it on the hook.
Yeah, see, I used to have that and right now I don't, and it's bad. Everything just sits on my desk. It's bad. Real bad.
Is it bad?
Real bad. But that's that happens so much to me. And whenever I was in high school, I would wake up like I would sleep in as long as I could. So then, of course, if you can't find your keys, that just interrupts the entire cycle of get up, take a shower, grab a Pop Tart, and eat it while you're driving down the road.
Mhm.
It's just so bad. But my number 2 is definitely a lie. But I've used it so many times. I'll openly admit it. And that's
What
the
is
age old classic. I was having computer problems.
it? Yep.
Pretty much any time I either forgot an assignment and woke up at like 3 in the morning and just forgot, I would send an email to my professor or, in high school, my teacher, and be like, I'm so sorry. I've been having all these computer problems all night and I just now got my computer to start working again. And then I go back to sleep and not go to class the next morning. But that
I
was
love it.
definitely a common one.
I love it. What's the
and,
last one?
and this one isn't personal to me. Okay, it's not personal to me because I've never used it before. I promise. But I love to hear when people say that someone like they lie, and say that
Mhm.
someone has died and that's why they're not like going
Okay.
somewhere doing something.
Oh
I
my
think that is
god.
so funny because you know, right? Like I think at this point everyone pretty much knows that if your grandma dies, she can't die again next semester or next week. But so many people just go back to it. I've seen it so many times. It just makes me laugh. It's just funny. It's just funny
And morbid.
and morbid. Yeah, what an awful thing to lie about.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
But God, it's so bad.
But you know what's worse than dying?
Losing in fantasy football.
Losing in fantasy football.
We have
So we got a
probably the
couple.
most contested fantasy football league in the world.
Yep, it's true. Um, and we've had a couple punishments over the years. You know,
Never had to partake in one myself.
no, but we're gonna kind of just weigh the two punishments and which one's worse do we think?
Yeah,
Number one, you lose fantasy football. You suck.
true.
You have to go into your local high school or wherever this activity is being participated at, and you have to retake the whole SAT and try to do well on it.
Yeah, I can't just go
Or
in and go C C C C C C.
yeah. Or you go to a Waffle House for 24 hours, and every waffle that you eat takes an hour off of your time. Okay?
And this is a this or that.
This is a this or that. Which one would you rather do?
I'm taking the waffles, 100%.
I'm I'm taking the waffle. Dude, retaking the SAT would be hell.
It would be awful.
It would
I
be
I took it
so
once because I had to. I never want to take it again.
no, it was so bad. It was the worst thing ever.
Like, oh, yeah. There's a lot of personal stories that goes behind this or that, but I would have 100% taken Waffle House
Me too.
because
But
that's funny.
have you
Like
have you
that's
heard the punishment we're probably going to enforce next year?
I haven't. Next year,
So
meaning this year or next year is
no,
next.
next year.
Okay, okay.
Next
This year's kind
next
of like
thing.
a free year, I guess. I
Yeah,
suppose.
just because 'cause we're getting used to the Dynasty League.
Yeah.
But next year's punishment, we're thinking, you have to go to a comedy club and do a 5-minute stand-up routine.
Oh God. I see why. I see why everyone's loading up on picks.
Do you know how awful that would be?
Oh, it would be so bad. But I can think of at least one person that I would love to watch do it.
Carson and Justin.
Yeah, and and the cowboy himself.
Dude, if the cowboy did it, it would probably actually be funny.
Oh, it would be hilarious. I have not laughed so hard or as hard as I did whenever we were hanging out that weekend. I probably haven't laughed that hard ever.
Dude, it's always a good time. There's never a dull moment. Ever, ever.
It's awesome. But yeah, 100% you pick Waffle House. 100%.
Yep.
Because
I
at least
mean,
you get something out of that experience.
yeah,
SAT is
waffle.
just torture.
Hell.
To make it a punishment though, I would personally enforce no syrup, no maple syrup,
Uh,
straight waffles.
That's what the fish lawyer does
Oh
regularly.
no,
Yep.
that's not good.
Yeah, it's
That's
so
like eating a
weird.
straight pancake.
Uh,
Even if a pancake has chocolate chips in it, you still you still
It's
put the
still
maple on it.
it's still dry.
Yeah, you still drench it in maple syrup.
Mhm.
Oh, it's so good. But Bryce, I think that's about it for this week.
I think we did it.
We love the NFL. That's what I get from this episode and last week. And
More
probably
than
next
anything.
week.
Yep.
Is the NFL is the best or sorry, football is the best sport in the world. That's not even
Obviously.
close.
Not even.
And we love it, Madden and fantasy football, and that just makes it even better.
Mhm.
So we didn't have a episode shout out this week for episode 29, but that is going to do it for episode 29. Next week, we'll be back with episode 30. And you know what that is, Bryce?
Todd Gurley episode.
Episode TG2, Todd Gurley the second.
But I will not be here next week.
That's true. So it might be a little me and Carson week. If it's just going to be a me week, then it'll be a me, Bryce, and Carson week the next week.
Mhm.
Because
Mhm.
I'm not going to sit here and talk into my own face for an hour.
And we don't really know what Carson's deal is ever now. So
Carson's hanging out with Justin Bieber in California or something like that.
something like that.
He gets his peaches down in Georgia
I'll
or
be
something like that.
I'll be hanging out with Brian Ortega's at his after party in Vegas.
That's awesome. I can't wait.
Me too.
Please, without him knowing, Snapchat video call me, and I'll just ride along in your pocket the whole time.
Listen to me just making out with random girls.
Or Brian Ortega.
Or Brian Ortega. I mean, whatever happens, happens. I mean,
Yeah, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
yep.
True. But that's actually going to do it for episode 29. Thank you all for watching. We absolutely love doing this, especially because it's probably some of the most ridiculous conversations I have in my week right now. So I appreciate it so much. And I love just looking at Carson's picture in the middle and thinking, what's he doing right now?
We don't know.
We don't know. But we'll see you next week, sports fans.
Good riddance.
Watch the NFL tonight.
Amen.